The economic situation is always an important thing to always bear in mind. If you are serious about protecting your wealth because no one wants to go broke or bankrupt or make your money valueless and less effective, most of the country's economy has been suffering from the up spike in inflation. We could see that at the beginning of this year, the rate of inflation has increased to a crazy rate of around 7.4%, and it has kept on rising every day since then. This inflation has been bringing down most businesses and some families and been suffering financially. We do not have any idea when the increase in inflation rate is going to decline, but I do not see any sign to the declination of the inflation rate because the war between Russia and Ukraine is playing a huge factor in the increase of the rate of inflation because of the petrol supply has been stopped from Russia. Anyway, we hope for the best. But what we should be putting to mind is that how can we protect our money from devaluation through inflation? Because if we have, for example, $1,000 in the bank or at hand as our savings, when we equate it with the current inflation rate, which is around 7%, we would be having $903 at hand currently. But what I see is that the inflation rate is going to increase to an upfront of 10%, which would make your $1,000 to drop to $900 in its real value. But you do not want that to happen to your hard-earned money. So if you want to know the top secret asset that are better than cash as anti-inflation, then you should subscribe to this channel. But if you don't, this beautiful fish will kiss you while you are sleeping. And turn on the notification bell icon so that anytime we drop any content on how to be financially free, you will be the first to be notified. And I am not a financial advisor. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. So let us dive in. The first secret asset is the dividend stock. Dividend stock is a good way to protect you money if you invest it with the right company. As I said earlier, that we should strive hard to find a way in which we can protect our wealth, because as the inflation rate is increasing and it could probably lead us into recession, which I or anyone would not pray for. It should be our #1 aim. Make up your mind into protecting your wealth against the enemy called inflation. That is why I present dividend stock as one of the ways in which you could probably invest your money into, and in the process, you are protecting your wealth. In the quest to protect your money, if you want to go buy dividend stock, you should consider companies that has been around over many years, because you want to protect yourself against losing your money in the process of protecting it against inflation. So let's discover more secrets. The second asset is government bond. When we tend to protect our wealth, we must make sure we use a very reliable such when we are protecting our wealth. That is why I recommend government bond, which is the most reliable and less risk, if not a risk-free investments. But the downside is that it is not of a high-interest type of investment. But what is the most important thing is that we want our wealth protected from the evil inflation. The United States government has the most stable and strong economy in the world. That means if the United States economy crashes, then be rest assured that the rest of the world economy is going to crash as well. That is why it's best to buy the government bonds. But we must bear in mind that we would want to venture into this kind of investment for the long run, not the short term, because the long term gives a higher interest or profit. But the short-term investment gives a very low rate at the end of the investment. But what we mostly care about is protecting our funds against the evil inflation. As an investor, you are probably going to need some cash at hand so that you can spend it on your needs or to fend for the family needs. But I am not trying to tell you that you should put a huge sum of money at hand instead of investing those kind of money in one way or the other. What I'm trying to say is that in the race to protect our money from inflation, we must find a mechanism that generates money for us while we have invested our money in other investments. The third thing I do recommend is that we should have a business that generates money that we can also spend on our needs. Such business is a good idea to your other investment, which does not generate cash, because as we are experiencing inflation increase, this kind of business investment will not only generate spendable money, but will also protect some of our wealth against inflation increase. You should go and find out about such business depending on your country and location. Businesses that can generate for you spendable money so you can stand a good chance against inflation, because I know you would. If you are getting value from this video, do not forget to subscribe, like this video, and turn on the notification bell icon so that anytime we upload new content like this, you will be the first to be notified. So let's continue. Number 4 is index funds. When finding or looking on a way to protect your wealth, one of the important key I pointed out is that we should always consider longevity, meaning that we should look out for companies that has been around for a long period of time, and also trust. When you consider this, then you should be looking at index funds. Apart from the facts that index funds has been around for a very long time, it also has a very high interest rate on return. The interest rate is about usually 10%. I usually use the SP 500, which has been my favorite from time, but other people have their choice due to some reason. But if you are a beginner, you can go ahead and make you research about others. Number 5 is real estate. The oldest form of investment is the real estate. The real estate has been the best when protecting your stocks against inflation. It has been reliable over the years and it's one of the best investment you can venture into. The reason I said the real estate is one of the best is because it protects your wealth against the evil inflation, and most importantly, it makes cash flow possible while you invest. But most of the investments I see do not usually give the opportunity of cash flow unless you venture into business investment. And it is also beginners friendly and easy to master. Real estate has been used as a proof against inflation and also a very wise way when you are trying to acquire assets, because you can take a mortgage and use it to pay off your debts. So let me know your thoughts on this and do not forget to subscribe. See you in the next